This is a Brawl Network production.
Winning has a price, and leadership has a price. I challenge people when they don't want to be challenged, and I earned that right.
You're listening to the Bulls Brawl Podcast.
So I thought to myself, well, I guess I got to bail Michael out again.
He's the president of the Arturas Karnisovas fan club, and he's your host. Here's Ross.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bulls Brawl Podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube, youtube.com/Arturas fan club, you can see my pretty face. All other platforms, audio, medium. So thank you guys for joining us. If stuff happens in the background, you might just want to go to YouTube to check it out, because anything could happen with my dog and my two cats. Wow, we've been off for a hot minute, guys. A lot has happened. I got the Rona. I'm here with Gaurav, as usual. Say what's up, Gaurav.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? We back. No video for Gaurav, just for me, so you guys are going to have to look at me while I listen to him. And you can see my facial reactions as he says interesting things. So I had the COVID. I'm doing better now, though. And I thank you guys for the well wishes, the people who reached out. Knock on wood, doing a lot better. Okay. So let's get into it, man. A lot has happened in the NBA since we last spoke. I think the biggest thing, and it's been so long since we last spoke. I think the biggest thing is that, James Harden is on the Nets now. Obviously, the Nets are afraid of the Chicago Bulls. Any initial thoughts on that, Gaurav?
It's just really unfair. I'm pretty sure the three of them are averaging at least 20 points each, and I think they might win it all.
Well, yeah, in a hypothetical universe where the Chicago Bulls don't exist, maybe. My whole thing is, like, since the Bulls still exist, don't really see them getting out of the East. But yeah, that team is just really good, top to bottom. I mean, star power, man. Super teams.
Yeah. I really do not like what James Harden is doing with his hair. I think it's the same thing that Anthony Davis is doing.
Yeah.
And it just looks so bad. And I don't know why. I don't know if everyone lost a bet or something, but it looks so bad.
When do you think he'll shave his beard? Like, ever?
I was just thinking that. It looks, I don't know. I think he's probably gained weight and doesn't want his double chin to show.
It was really interesting how he was with the Rockets and he looked overweight. I don't know, was it just the camera angle? And then, like, 3 days later, he's on the Nets and he looks like he's in the greatest shape of his life. I was so confused by that.
I think it's the form fittingness of the jersey / warm-up gear.
Yeah.
I heard that the baby blue warm-up for, I don't know, I think it might have been a Houston Rockets specific, like, baby blue warm-up shirt or kind of sweater or whatever.
Yeah.
And I heard that one kind of bellows just because of the way it's stitched and, like, the way it's cut.
Okay.
I also think that he might be, I mean, these guys are super athletes. I think they can, like, gain and lose weight pretty quick. I think guys in general, compared to women, can gain and lose weight pretty quickly.
What if you got liposuction? What if is that a performance enhancing procedure?
I mean, it'd make you lighter on your feet.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't put it past NBA players to kind of have that vanity.
Yeah.
Just because they're on camera all the time, and, like, the social pressure and, like, the celebrity of it all.
Yeah.
It could get to you easily.
Yeah.
Just everyone bullying you online, calling you fat. I mean, Kanye got lipo.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin Durant made burner accounts. So I'm sure there are guys who take that to heart.
James Harden.
All right, so we know that the East is going to be tough. Bulls got it on lock. But that said, we could be...
Last thing I'll say about that.
Yeah.
The what's it called? The All-Star game that might not happen. On representing the East will be James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant.
Maybe
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook.
Maybe. I hope
But
not.
like, that's crazy, dude.
They've come a long way, right?
On the East,
I know.
like that. Doesn't that feel kind of grimy
If you had
or
told me
slimy?
that a decade ago, I'd be like, what the fuck happened?
It feels icky.
It feels icky.
That's the right word. That's the right word.
Like if you had told me in 2011 that this Thunder team that I thought was going to be like a dynasty, this young team that, you know, once they figure out how to beat LeBron James, they're going to be unstoppable, and all of them are gone now, I just would not have believed you. That would have blown my mind.
Yeah. I think the Celtics for the past couple years are kind of reminiscent of that 2011 OKC, 2012, whenever it was, 2012 OKC team.
Might not win anything, and they might have to blow it up.
Yeah, and they have a lot of like young star power with Tatum.
Yeah,
I call him Tatum. And Kemba Walker kind of, and then who's the real who's the
Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown, yeah.
I mean, I think the Celtics have to prove something before we can crown them. Like I don't see them as an actual title contender. They're obviously a good playoff team. I just don't see them being able to beat a team like Brooklyn or like the Lakers in the finals. I just don't.
The Chicago Bulls,
or the Chicago Bulls, right? They just can't keep up. So all that said, last night was a very good game for the Chicago Bulls. But we got to recap what we've missed since we last spoke before we get to that game. So this is the hard part, where we have to talk about some of the things that aren't so great. The Bulls have been very inconsistent at the end of games, have not been able to close out games when they have a lead, or, you know, come back and take the lead in games that are close. So Zach LaVine has kind of struggled in those last 2 minutes. Gaurav, is there anything that you've seen that, you know, gives you concern? Maybe things that you'd like to try differently with Zach LaVine? What are your thoughts on those late game clutch situations?
Yeah, he's just really good during the game, like sensational. I mean, he's Zach LaVine. Like I'm not over just how
he's still playing like an all-star. Like he's still an all-star.
Yeah, and like his game is just so I don't know. It passes the eye test for being fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, just in that last 2 minutes, I'd say last minute.
Yeah.
He tries to take over. He makes a horrible shot look really good. I'll say that about Zach LaVine. Like he'll be heavily guarded, should probably run some kind of offense, but
right.
he'll create enough space, and like the shot will look like it's not as bad as it is a shot in terms of the.
He goes ISO, so
yeah.
Whether it's Zach LaVine, so a good shot for Zach LaVine is not equal to all other NBA players. But that said, the ISO ball is not what works for the Bulls right now. What's working is Billy ball, is the cutting, the off ball motion. And you know, I think Coach Donovan actually said it himself, that he doesn't look at Zach necessarily with that. He looks at kind of the other players who are just kind of standing around and watching him, and expects better of them in that situation. So, I mean, it's not all on Zach. He's doing what he can. He's our best player. He should be taking the last shot of the game. He is the guy, as we've seen time and time again, like last night. But he's definitely got some ways to go if he wants to earn the reputation of being clutch. I don't think he's there yet.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when he is clutch, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's true. Like the Charlotte game from last year.
I mean, even we don't have to go all the way back to that. I think he had at least one really clutch game this year.
Yeah, he has. He's had some good performances. I just think, like I said, it's inconsistent right now, and people are getting frustrated with some of the shots that he's been taking. Like, you think back to the Wizards game the Trailblazers game that we should have won, aside from that Dame 3 and the horrible jump ball call. So putting that aside for a second, like, we had plenty of opportunities to put that game away before it got to that position, and just took some bad shots, missed some shots. But that's all we're being nitpicky because the Bulls have lost a lot of games. Zach LaVine is an all-star. Zach LaVine is incredible. He is a top 5, maybe definitely top 10 at least scorer in the NBA right now. There's nothing anyone can really say to argue that. He's just amazing right now. And yeah.
You want to, just quickly for fun, let's rank the top 5 scorers.
That's a great thing we can try. Okay.
I'm going to do it off of pure instinct because I don't watch a lot of the teams.
Yeah.
So
and we're talking pure scorers. We're not taking into consideration any other factors. Just get to the rack, shoot the ball, all the factors combined.
So I think, and I'm not going to pull up actual order here, but I'd say Bradley Beal up there, Zach LaVine,
yeah,
KD,
yeah,
Steph Curry,
yeah.
Zach LaVine is ranked 5th in terms of offensive leaders right now, in terms of points per game.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Look at his efficiency. His efficiency is nuts right now.
Yeah,
he is going bonkers right now.
How do you do efficiency? Like, what's efficiency?
Where are you looking?
I'm just on ESPN.com.
Go to NBA.com.
All right. Well, I mean, we don't have to have them listen to this stupid shit. What's your take, actually? It's more fun for the viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree with you. I think it's some combination of KD, Steph, Bradley Beal. Ideally, I'd like to throw Zach LaVine in there. And then you kind of... the 5th spot right there is kind of a question. Do you want to put, like, Damian Lillard there? Do you want to put, like... I mean, you could always put LeBron there, but... That feels kind of disingenuous for the challenge. I mean,
dude, LeBron's not even good at basketball.
Yeah, LeBron sucks at basketball, bro. Like, let's just be real. Everyone just overrates him because he's LeBron James. That's just a name. Like, he's just a name, you know.
How more like late choke?
Ha.
Luka Doncic is having a great season.
Yeah, he
efficiency.
is.
There you go. Can I sort by efficiency?
Anyway. So Luka's having a good season, but the Mavs are not.
Okay.
So that's the tough part.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I guess you could say Joel Embiid because he's probably the MVP right now. If we want to go that route.
Spicy.
Maybe Jokic.
Spicy.
Maybe Jokic, but Embiid. And you know, I fucking love that big men are leading the MVP votes this year. Because I don't really think Bradley Beal can't get it because the Wizards are booty, and I don't really see another guard. I mean, if the Mavs were playing well, I'd say Doncic would have a very good shot at it. Maybe Kawhi if the Clippers end up, winning the West. For right now, I think it's either Jokic or Embiid.
Yeah, and I fuck with that. I think you called Damian Lillard earlier in the season, and I called Luka.
I did. I made a take, and it was hot.
I mean, dude, he's averaging almost 30 points a game, so it's like.
Yeah, but the Blazers aren't very good.
Yeah, CJ McCollum is out, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I think that combination of players that we just kind of mentioned, you can rank them however you want. I think that's kind of your top 5. And it's interesting that we can sit here and we can put like Joel Embiid in the same conversation as Steph Curry. Like, that's kind of incredible. That speaks to the kind of season he's having right now. And, the Sixers have the best record in the East. It just, it's impressive.
I think that's what it comes down to. I think we got here by just talking about Zach LaVine, and so basically Zach LaVine is a great scorer, but unfortunately, in the clutch, the shots aren't going in, and I think, like we said, it has to do with the offense not being ran.
Right. Definitely need to play within the offense. Definitely need to get guys moving, and not just kind of standing there watching him do what he wants to do. But, I mean, all that said, we're coming off the high of a nice win last night, so we're definitely looking at things through rose-tinted glasses. The last couple losses have hurt. There's been some bad officiating down the stretch, the jump ball, and then the non-jump ball that was in the Wizards game. There's been a few moments like that where it's like, kind of pulling our hair out. Like, why are the refs not helping us? And then Zach had that nice look at the basket at the end of the game that could have been a foul on the layup, but
it wasn't, dude.
No,
it wasn't.
You don't think so?
I was watching the game live.
He should have made it.
I just kind of thought like I think if they called it, I would. It's such a that he went straight up mostly, maybe like a tiny bit of contact, but like I don't know, man.
Definitely hit his arm. He definitely hit his arm. But whatever. I mean, that's
I didn't see that.
That's what we're arguing though, is that it shouldn't come down to that. We had ample opportunities to win that game. It shouldn't have been that close. And
also, I think, well, the thing is, like, fans gotta decide. It's like, do you want the refs to kind of stay out of it in the last possession or the last two possessions and let the players kind of play, or do we want to have every touch foul called? Which one do we want?
Yeah.
And I prefer to let him play, especially when it's like not obvious like that.
It's I'm just a fan, so I get upset. But you're right. At the end of the day, you got to play basketball to win basketball.
I mean, I'm a Pacers fan. We know this. So.
Yeah, that's true. You're a Pacers fan. I'm a Pacers fan. We're talking unbiased about the Chicago Bulls because we have no vested interest in what's going on with them. So the other storyline that's going on right now is that Lauri is out for probably a month. And then Wendell Carter Jr., we're still waiting for a reevaluation on him. So we are without our two best big men right now, which I think speaks to another factor that's going on, that Wendell Carter Jr. is our defensive anchor. And the Bulls actually have been playing good defense in his absence, I would say. But there's certainly a lack of enforcement at the end of a game like that, where they kind of let teams, if the Bulls are winning, they let other teams get back in it. And there's not an enforcer right now in the paint who's going to shut people down. Like the game against both games, I guess, against the Magic. But I mean, Vucevic, bro, like who was going to stop him? He went off.
Yeah.
So games like that, it's kind of tough. Thad Young has been playing a lot down low, which is, I love to see it. I really like Thad Young. I think low key right now, Thad Young and Garrett Temple are our best defensive players. And like, obviously Zach LaVine is our best player, but you know how there's always those guys who are like, they're not your best player, but they're the reason you win.
Yeah.
Kind of like Joakim Noah was when Derrick Rose was balling. It's like Joakim Noah wasn't the best player on the team, but he was definitely the reason we won a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
So I see Thad Young and Garrett Temple kind of in that role as like the defense and the leadership and the veteran mentorship that they provide is invaluable. So whatever games we're playing well in, I say that they have a big part of that.
And you can't count out the veteran presence of Patrick Williams.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Williams is a 15-year NBA veteran. He's been around the block a few times. He can guard 1 through 4. He was guarding Zion last night and looked damn good doing it. I mean, Zion still got his because Zion is Zion, but we're talking about a guy who will defend Zion last night, and tomorrow night on Friday against the Clippers is going to defend Kawhi Leonard. Like
and
that.
A couple of weeks guarded LeBron.
Yeah, like he's versatile in that way. But back to Lauri Markkanen for a second. I just wanted to ask you, like, and this is something I put out on Twitter. If we had to trade one of Lauri Markkanen or Wendell Carter Jr., which would you rather see get traded?
I like Lauri Markkanen more.
Okay.
Personally, I like his play style. I honestly want to see a bunch of new players on the Bulls and just kind of get rid of all this crap and get a good team together.
Yeah.
So this is kind of fun in games for now to have people like Wendell Carter Jr. Whenever I see his initials, I read it as Wall Street Journal. It's like WCJ. I first read it as Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when are we gonna get rid of these scrubs that aren't gonna win anything and get someone kind of big and a big name? So in the meantime, this is just kind of shits and giggles. But if I had to pick between which one I'm keeping, I'd probably say Lauri Markkanen, just because I like watching him play more than I like watching Wendell Carter Jr. play.
It's interesting. I think Wendell Carter Jr. is, like I said, our defensive anchor, and not having him has been apparent in a lot of these games. Like Daniel Gafford, love the guy. He's definitely struggled a bit, and he's admitted that as much. So he knows that he needs to play a little better. But Wendell Carter Jr. is very important to this team, I think.
I think I'll actually take that back because we've won games without Lauri Markkanen, and he hasn't actually been a factor in terms of winning games. So I agree with you on that.
And that's what I was gonna say is like it's the problem with these guys, like these two guys specifically, that they get hurt so often, is that we really can't judge their true value because they just don't play together enough. You know, it was like earlier in the season. You know, I don't know how many games they've played together, but like earlier in the season, Lauri was, you know, he dropped a couple, 25, 30 pieces, I think even. And it looked like he was on his way back to what we know he can do. And now he's hurt again. And it's like, what do we go off of the potential and the things we think he can do? Or do we just cut our losses? And honestly, I'm at the point right now, like I love this team. I love the roster. I love the guys on it, but they're just not very good. I think that's the thing we just kind of have to admit. It's like they're not a very good team. And when you're not good, you can't really pick favorites. You know, you kind of have to part with guys. So that actually brings me
I'm ready for AK to ship this team.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready for some new moves. I'm ready to see things get overhauled a bit. I want to keep Zach LaVine and Kobe White. I love those guys. But
agreed.
I think the rest of the roster, besides Cristiano Felicio, obviously, is completely ready to go. So that brings me to my next question. How do you feel about a certain fella named Lonzo Ball potentially being traded to the Bulls? His name's been kicked around a bit, and we have decisions to make regarding point guard. Kobe White is a very good player when he's hot, not the best ball distributor, and maybe just not a true point guard. What do you think? Lonzo Ball, playmaking and defense to the Bulls.
Well, I guess first and foremost, the hair needs work. I think his fade is too low. He's gonna want to try something a little closer to what Zach LaVine's got going on.
Right.
I think Zach might have a better shaped head. He has a better shaped head.
Right.
I think Lonzo, the Ball brothers just aren't a very attractive bunch anyway.
No.
I don't mean to slut shame or anything, but yeah, they're not particularly pretty boys. At the end of the day, I'm punching up. These are millionaires. Yeah. So I was watching yesterday's highlights. The Bulls and I almost called them the Saints. What are they called again? The Pelicans. Yeah, Lonzo can hit a three. I didn't know that he could do that now. He can hit 3-pointers.
He has been shooting it quite efficiently this season, actually. And
I slowed down the highlight just to watch. His form is better. He doesn't do. Yeah. I mean, it's not great, but he doesn't do it's not quite as weird as before, where he would like pull the ball up, zigzag up, and it doesn't look quite as bad now.
It's a lot better.
Lonzo Ball's a better passer than Kobe White, isn't he? And he's a better defender.
Yeah, he does the things that Kobe White doesn't do. Kobe White is a superior scorer overall, but Lonzo is a very good passer and a solid defender.
He'd look decent in a Bulls jersey.
I think he would. There's been a lot of edits because people wanted Lonzo back before he was ever even drafted by the Lakers. Like, people wanted Lonzo to fall to the Bulls a long time ago. Same thing with LaMelo. I don't know. There's such an obsession with the Ball brothers that I just cannot subscribe to. You know, I'd be happy to have Lonzo Ball on the Bulls for the right price, but the obsession with the Ball brothers is what gets me. I'm not here thinking he's going to come and be a superstar and be our savior. I just think he would be a decent fit next to Zach LaVine as that kind of, you know, because Zach LaVine can do everything off ball. And, you know, he's an ISO scorer, but the way Billy Donovan's offense has been working, Zach is super effective when, like, you see Thad Young kind of do it, playing that point forward position where, like, he has the ball in the post and Zach is cutting off the ball and he gets him for maybe an open three, or Zach cuts to the basket and gets a nice layup or dunk. Having that kind of versatility from the other guard spot would be fantastic. Because, then if you do get Lauri Markkanen back and you do get Wendell Carter Jr. back, then you can start running pick and rolls and you can start getting guys open down the lane, other opportunities, get more people involved, not just Zach LaVine. It opens up so many opportunities. So I like the idea. I just don't know what we'd give up to get him. I don't think we should give up a first round pick. That would suck.
You think so?
I mean, I guess maybe like if it's top 10 protected. I don't know. Giving up a first is, for a team that's rebuilding and isn't like ready to contend, those draft picks are so valuable, you know?
Putting logistics aside, who do you want on the Bulls? Pick anybody. Who fucking cares? Pick somebody.
Someone I fuck with?
If you could just pick someone up and put him on the Bulls, who would it be?
Probably Luka.
All right, this question isn't very fun.
Yeah.
Give me more. Make it. I don't know. Trae Young. You want him on the Bulls?
No, I don't want Trae Young on the Bulls. Trae Young is the new James Harden. He's insufferable to watch play basketball.
He's fucking ugly.
He's fishing for a foul every shot he takes. He's kicking his legs out. I fucking hate it. That's not basketball.
Dude, did you see him like pout like a little bitch?
He got fined. He got fined for it.
Good, dude.
Yeah.
He looked like such a little bitch.
Yeah, dude, I hate it. That is not basketball. That is them trying to break basketball for their own gain. I hate it.
He's like a 6-year-old toddler, and he's like shouting at the ref. Like I was actually ready for the ref to just slap him like a little baby.
I hate it.
He's an immigrant, slapped in the face.
I hate it. He looks like a child.
Yeah,
I hate it. Okay, we're not here to shame people's appearance, but I don't like Trae Young.
It's punching up. It's fine.
Who would you throw on the Bulls?
I want Jokic, dude.
Yeah, I want Jokic. Okay, all right, I'm with you on that. Yeah,
dude, the 76ers are the number 1 seed. I did not see that coming even a little bit.
I mean, they revamped their entire front office, and
true.
You know, they got the new coaching staff. Like, it's working.
Do you watch any of their games?
I've watched a couple of their games. Yeah.
What's like their? And have you noticed differences in terms of like their play style?
Dude, Joel Embiid is the focal point, and he should be.
Is he balling out more than he was before? Like, is everything kind of working out for him?
Yeah, he's at a different level right now. He's playing at a different level right now than he has in the past. He is incredible.
I listened to Charles Barkley when he was criticizing me.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but it's bad. Okay, what about Bradley Beal? He's in the trade rumor mill right now. I mean,
charismatic. I like him.
He's a great player. Insane.
He wouldn't work with Zach LaVine because they're both so ball dominant, and
probably not. So I feel like trading for Bradley Beal would be a bad move. We'd give up a lot of assets that it just wouldn't be necessary. But I want to see him go to a team. I want to see him go to an actual NBA franchise and win some basketball games. Because the dude is a stud. Where could he go? What would be a good team I feel like maybe the Thunder.
Okay. Yeah, they need a superstar, I guess.
And they have a lot of draft picks. Maybe the Thunder. Let's see here. Who needs another scorer and can actually afford one? I wonder what the Suns cap situation is like. Oh, they have Chris Paul. They can't afford him. Ooh.
Dude, the Suns are still good.
I have a team that I would love to see Bradley Beal play for. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
The Spurs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Alongside Demar Desiree.
Yeah. And
Lemeris Aldridge.
Lemeris. I think they'd probably have to trade DeMar to get Bradley Beal.
Patiti Mills.
But just under Pop in that kind of system, that would be awesome.
What about the Grizzly?
Maybe. Who do they have to trade? What kind of assets do they have?
I don't like when I have to go into the actual logic part.
Okay, I see.
Dylan Brooks, Gorgie Dieng. I don't know how to say his name.
He's on a horrible contract, by the way.
Grayson Alan. I think that's how you say his name. I think he's Latin American.
I think actually they could probably afford Bradley Beal. They'd have to drop like DeAnthony Melton and Gorgie Dieng.
Hall of Famers too.
Yeah, future Hall of Famers right there.
But the Jazz. I mean, I'm just gonna keep reading team names.
The Jazz cannot afford Bradley Beal. I'll just say.
No,
that.
I'm just remarking on how good they are.
I mean, Rudy Gobert is probably Defensive Player of the Year right now.
He's Italian.
No, he's French.
That's what I thought.
Gobert.
I didn't know French people could play defense.
Usually they just give up.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Let's take a quick break, and when we get back, let's talk about that Bulls game last night against the New Orleans Pelicans. We will be right back. Guys, the winter months are here. Storms are brewing. 1 to 3 inches in the forecast. That's actually just for your pubes, not for the snow outside. Luckily, we have partners at Manscaped who specialize in products to make sure you're walking around town with beautiful, clean, smooth snowballs. The Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer is the best hygiene tool for the modern man. Because of the ceramic blade and advanced skin-safe technology, your snags on your snowballs will be reduced. The trimmer is also waterproof, so you can trim in the shower or jacuzzi. If you're rich like that, if you got it like that, you do you, man. The Performance Package, the Manscaped Performance Package, that's the best buy of 2021. Get someone a Christmas gift right now. They deserve it. Just get it early. Get it out of the way. The Performance Package comes with the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag. The travel bag is adorable. You should get it. Manscaped is also getting into the cologne world. Big news. They just released a scent to help you feel good and smell good all over at all times. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement. You can get 20% off plus free shipping when you use code BRAWL at manscaped.com. That's BRAWL. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Look good, smell good, feel good. Manscaped. All right, so last night the Bulls beat the Pelicans big time. Zach LaVine had 46 points, 9 3-pointers. Kobe White had 30 points. They set a franchise record for 25 threes in a game. It was an all-out just bloodbath. I'm trying to think of a word that can accurately describe how dominant that win was. Zach LaVine was just on fire. Kobe White was nailing threes. Like, it was just a beautiful, beautiful performance. Gaurav, did you catch any of that game?
I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I've been watching the highlights yesterday and today. Yeah, dude, they just looked nice. I'm honestly really surprised that the Splash Brothers, the original, the Splash Brothers are obviously Kobe White and Zach LaVine now, but
right.
The formerly known as the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. I'm surprised they didn't ever link up to do 8+ 3-pointers each, right?
Yeah.
That's the new record with Kobe White and Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
I guess only one of them went off at a time. They took turns going off.
Yeah. NBA record, not just a franchise record.
Yeah. I don't know if I said
8+ threes by 2 teammates in the same game.
Yes. You said it more succinctly than I did.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I have the highlights rolling right now. Daniel Gafford dunk too.
Oh yeah, Gaff had a good game. I mean, everyone played well. It was a good game all around, bro. Even Felicio was in there. Luke Cornett scored a point or two. It was a game.
Okay.
Is
Felicio or Scalabrine? Is that who he is?
Oh, I guess. Man,
Scalabrine was more iconic though.
Yeah, I mean, people liked Scalabrine.
That actually summarizes it well.
Some people like Felicio, but no.
I gotta admit, I gotta come forward and I gotta call myself out here. Okay. What's his name? Garrett Bartholomew. I referred to him as unremarkable several times during the off season.
You did, and
I gotta admit that I am wrong. He's kind of a difference maker.
That is very big of you, and I'm very proud of you for admitting that. Because
I want to come forward and
and
speak the truth.
He's possibly the greatest free agent signing of any NBA team ever, maybe in all of sports. Certainly in the last year.
I believe in his announcement. He said, "I'm taking my talents to Chicago,
to Lakeshore Drive." Is what he said.
To Lakeshore. I was thinking of like the right way to the right parallelism.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying.
I get. Yeah.
Okay. Dude, Zion's a tank. I gotta give it up. Tank is an old word. Tank's a
word. Tank's a word we could still use.
Tank's a millennialism, you know?
Yeah, it is. Like Pwn. Remember Pwn?
Yeah, don't do that. Pwn.
Okay. Yeah, that shit was stupid.
We have Zoomers watching this shit, dude. They don't want to hear that.
So Patrick Williams, bro, what can we say? I mean, I mentioned it earlier, but defending Zion, not an easy task. He was up for the challenge. Zion's incredible. Zion's a very good player, but that team has a lot to figure out. The Pelicans do. I've talked to some Pelicans fans, and they do not like their new coach in Van Gundy. They feel like he's misusing the players, and they just kind of look lost, which I think watching that game last night, defensively, they looked lost for most of the game. And offensively, they would go through these stretches. Like, they'd go through stretches where they got hot and they would score a lot. And then they'd go through these stretches where they don't score points for like 5 minutes. And it sometimes actually kind of reminds me of the Bulls. But, like, you have Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson. Like, if you need a bucket, just go to the mid-range game with Brandon Ingram. Or, tell Zion to post someone up. Like, I don't understand how that offense can be so stagnant sometimes. And Lonzo's a good passer, too. So a lot of Pelicans fans feel like Van Gundy has kind of stalled the offense and is not using the players properly. I kind of saw it. I'm not like I don't watch a bunch of Pelicans games, so I'm not an expert. But I definitely saw some of that last night. But what else is there to say, man? Like the Bulls came to play. Feels good.
Yeah, I'm seeing now. Yeah, Zion he was punishing Patrick Williams. That one play when he's at the top of the key and just kind of takes him to the hole and does a nice little spin move. I love a good spin move.
If it's executed properly, yeah.
I love a spin move. Yeah. Especially from a big guy skin move.
You know who was low-key good at that little like drive and spin was Luol Deng.
True.
Yeah. And I know that you kind of modeled your own personal game after Luol Deng a little bit. And I'd
say so.
I know you like that game. I think Zion is an incredible player. He's going to be great. Patrick Williams had actually a few really good defensive possessions against him. I think he had a block and he had a couple really big deflections. They were battling back and forth all night. And Patrick Williams, like I said, he's got such a bright future in the NBA. And even if he's not shutting down guys like Kawhi and LeBron and Zion just yet, this experience is great for him. Especially as he's already a 15-year NBA veteran. Having this experience now is just going to make him even better. So
yeah, okay.
Very happy.
Defense highlights you don't end up really seeing though, so that you have to watch the game for.
Not a lot of defensive highlights, but I mean I can tell you that like I said, Patrick Williams had some really good defensive possessions. Daniel Gafford was playing pretty well. Thad Young and Garrett Temple. Garrett Temple's struggling a little bit with his shot right now, but Garrett Temple might be our best perimeter defender outside of Patrick Williams. So they're
might be the best perimeter defender of all time.
Of all time, right? I think a lot of folks that I've talked to consider Garrett Temple to be the modern day. I don't know who's the greatest defender of all time. Michael Jordan, maybe the modern day Michael Jordan on the defensive end.
Some people are referring to him as
Gary Payton-esque.
Even a little Magic Johnson.
Yeah. Well, actually, Thad Young is Thagic Johnson because he's got the passing.
That's correct. That is true.
He's got the passing. So, I mean, all in all, there's really not honestly, there's not a lot to say. It was a great game. I feel really good. I don't really have anything to complain about. Zach LaVine is a fucking stud. Zach LaVine is an all-star. Go vote for Zach LaVine. Go on Twitter right now. Hashtag Zach LaVine, hashtag NBA All-Star. Retweet someone who tweets it. Retweet every tweet that tweets it. Because it all counts as a vote. He deserves to be a starter in the All-Star game.
Agreed. I was on the team that I was voting for him, but I didn't think that he deserved it over Harden. Then I saw people are putting Kyrie in the game. Kyrie doesn't even want to play basketball professionally anymore. Kyrie wants to be an accountant or something. Like he doesn't care about basketball. So why would anybody? But follow me on Gaurav on Twitter. I tweeted my vote for Zach LaVine. I went on the NBA.com, blah blah blah, and I just have Zach LaVine on the court for my vote.
I love it. Yeah, I'm on TikTok now, guys. So just throwing that out there. But I had a TikTok go kind of bananas on the Discovery feed, and I just you know what? Just go on my TikTok. It's better if you just watch it. Describing a TikTok is probably the worst form of comedy that anyone could ever fucking try. At Arturis Fan Club on all platforms as always, and now including fucking TikTok. My problem with TikTok, can we talk about it for 1 second? Can I just deviate about TikTok for a second?
Of course, I deviate all the time.
Yeah, so someone at some point went on like 10 years ago, went on like a news article, like on Google. They typed in some story about Barack Obama's birth certificate. It's like 2010, right? That was the thing. And they clicked on a news article, and then bam, a video just started playing automatically. And they didn't know that their volume was on, and it was the most annoying fucking thing that had ever happened to them. That person saw that and said, I'm going to make an app that's just that. Just autoplay videos all the time in a feed. And people get on TikTok in public, at work, at school, and they just watch these fucking TikToks on full blast on their speakers. Like, get a pair of headphones. I don't know. That's my grievance with TikTok.
Get a pair of headphones.
Get a pair of headphones. Oh, no, you don't have headphones? You can't listen to this on the bus. We don't all want to hear your TikToks and your what-you-whats.
I remember when you used to have to scroll on the iPad to change the volume.
You know, I remember when you'd have to actually flip the little volume switch to listen to something. It didn't just play it. You had to press a play button and switch a little volume switch.
Bro, fuck TikTok. But I'm on it, so I'm having fun with it. Already successful at it, which feels nice. It's nice to do things that do well.
Speaking of new things,
yeah.
Now that we've given it a couple of weeks, how are we feeling about the new City jersey?
I like it.
The one that looks like the Chicago Theater and all that.
Art Deco.
That's the one, right?
Art Deco style, yes, sir.
Art Deco style.
Yes.
I didn't know that's what they were calling it. Is that our City jersey? What's our black jersey called?
Statement edition. Art Deco is the art style that they're using. It's like that Roaring 20s kind of style.
Yeah. I'm getting used to it. I don't think it's a bad looking jersey. I think I'm just too much of a Chicago Bulls jersey purist.
Yeah.
Where I like variations of the classic Red Bulls jersey. So I love the black jersey. I don't think that there's anybody who can dislike it.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the NBA is kind of going crazy with jerseys. The Denver Nuggets, like 1 out of every 6 games, just wear a Jazz jersey. The Nuggets are wearing Jazz jerseys now.
Don't like this.
I like that Jazz jersey, the Denver Jazz jersey, the red one. I like it.
I think they should leave it for the Jazz, but I mean, yeah, it's a cool jersey.
I mean, life is too short. Why be your own team? Why be the team that you were assigned at birth?
Just do what you want. Wear the jersey you like. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If you like a jersey, just wear it. It reminds me of when they used to wear their own jerseys in the All-Star game. They didn't have an All-Star jersey. They would wear their actual team jersey. I miss that. We should do that again.
It's an interesting look.
If we're bringing the All-Star game back this year when we really shouldn't amid a global pandemic, like we might as well just bring that back too, right? Let's just try something.
Yeah, everyone brings their own jersey, so it's less cross-contamination.
Exactly. And then go to Atlanta and try out the strip clubs.
Did you know what's really sad? When you come across a picture of a player who plays for the Cavs that used to play for another team.
Yeah. Like, what are they? Man, that must be rough for them. They're having a tough time.
Jared Allen, is that his name?
Yeah.
Who was really good on the Nets, and then I just saw a picture of him in the Nets jersey. Every time I see a picture of Kevin Love, I just get depressed.
Yeah. Jared Allen could have won the NBA Finals this season even without them getting James Harden. Like they had a solid chance to win the finals without James Harden, and now he's just playing for the Cavs. So life can come at you pretty fast.
The pussy for this move?
Say that again?
I don't know if James Harden is getting the same hate for this move
Oh yeah,
than say KD got for going to the Warriors and
you're right.
LeBron assembled the Heatles. Like
Yeah,
James Harden, I think it's because he's never put himself on this on this. He never made a spectacle of himself per se. His game is like just it's the James Harden game or the James Harden show.
yeah,
However, he never kind of put on this narrative about himself. Like LeBron, obviously his whole career is his own narrative. I'm the king and whatnot. And KD kind of had this whole thing of like, why am I always second best? Why am I always this? And then, but James Harden just wants to go play basketball. I think he calls it basketball. So I don't think anyone really, you know what I'm saying? Like no one kind of was like knocking James Harden for making this move.
I was
competitiveness level.
I was, and I think there are people who do, but I think at large in the NBA, maybe people are just accustomed to the super teams now.
Yeah, that's what it is,
and like, you know, there's been a few players that did this thing where they forced their way out of a team. Like you remember Anthony Davis did this. Anthony Davis did the exact same thing that James Harden did. Like he was, I think he had 1 or 2 years left on his deal, and he was just like, I'm done with this team. Get me out of here. I'm not playing for this team anymore. So
I don't blame James Harden. I don't blame Anthony Davis. Though.
I don't blame Anthony Davis as much as I say that like what James Harden did was just kind of a pussy move, just because they acquired John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins as kind of building another core, and he still he was very disrespectful to his teammates, and they said as much. They said they felt that, and players rarely ever do that. They felt disrespected. So the fact that they're willing to come out and say that says a lot. Yeah, fuck James Harden. I don't like James Harden. Is there anything else? I feel like we've covered everything.
If James Harden hit you up, and all right, maybe the pandemic's not happening. If James Harden hit you up to like hang out, I'd fucking go hang out with him.
He seems like probably a good time off the court. On the court, I would hate to play basketball against the guy. I mean, not only because he's a top 10 player of the entire sport in the world, but also just because his style of basketball is incredibly frustrating. He might be fun, actually, if you're playing a pickup game and there's no ref, but he seems like the kind of guy that would call his own fouls, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every YMCA has one.
Has what's it called? Has James Harden's play style stayed the same while on the Nets so far?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, he's still scoring a lot. He's actually more of a facilitator than I think people give him credit for. So he's capable of like running the offense. I don't like him. I have a thing against him, and I think the Nets are OP. And it just, I mean, hey, we were just talking about the Cavs. You remember what the Cavs did to the Nets? And Colin Sexton?
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. That was like a week or two ago at this point, but that was pretty cool. I was a fan of that.
That was like the Bulls. That was the Bulls and the Heatles.
Yeah.
Like when the Heatles were going crazy and the Bulls would humble them.
Yeah. Except the Bulls were a better team than the Cavs are right now. But I get what you're saying.
Oh, true. The Bulls were like a top 5 team that time.
Yeah.
What was I thinking about? I forgot. Never mind.
That's okay. I don't really have anything else. I feel pretty good. Bulls play the Clippers Friday night. What are you thinking? We getting that second dub in the win streak?
I was gonna say Montrezl Harrell's gonna have a really good game. I almost said that out loud. And then I said it out loud after that.
Well, he doesn't play for them.
I know, that's why.
Oh, okay. I was like, Montrezl Harrell rarely has good games. He had actually a good game against Daniel Gafford earlier this season, but I digress. Keep talking.
So I think that Kawhi Leonard is going to be shut down by veteran Patrick Williams, who's guarding Paul George.
This is a take I like.
George is going to be defended by Zach LaVine.
I guess he'd have to. He'd
have or maybe
to. Thad Young or Garrett Temple, possibly.
Garrett Bartholomew Temple.
You know, that is kind of the problem with our starting 5 right now, is that like there's too many holes that they're trying to cover up for. that Kobe White and Zach LaVine present. Like, you can cover up Kobe White with a better perimeter defender next to him, and you could cover up Zach LaVine with a better passer next to him. But they can't really coexist together. That's kind of the problem that I'm going to see with the Bulls further down the line. Love Kobe White. I wish he was at a point in his career where I felt more confident in him starting. I just feel like at some point we're going to have to admit that it's probably not for the best.
With who starting? Kobe White?
Yeah, at some point I feel like we need to have a true point guard starting at the 1.
That's true.
Yeah,
dude, let's get Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo would be a great fit for this team. Just depends what we'd give up. If we could do like Denzel Valentine and, I mean, I don't know who else they'd want. Maybe Tomo Satoransky for like and 2 second rounders or something. I don't know. That sounds stupid now that I say it out loud. I don't know what they would want.
You wouldn't do a straight Kobe White Lonzo trade?
Shit, I might. It depends though. It depends because Lonzo's on an expiring technically. He's going to be a restricted free agent at the end of this year. He's up for a new contract. So I don't know how that plays into the value. And I don't know what he'd be willing to take, as far as a contract. So that's a big risk. They might look to flip Laurie because Laurie's on the same situation, being up for a new contract at the end of the season. So maybe to try to flip Laurie and get Lonzo, which doesn't sound horrible.
I could see that working.
Yeah.
It's not like he fucking plays for us anyway.
Yeah. It doesn't sound horrible. If they'd take it, I would do it. And then you probably just start Thad Young at the 4, and when Wendell's back, you put him back at the 5. Or, I mean, you could go small, and you could put Patrick Williams at the 4, and then maybe you go a 3-guard lineup and have Lonzo, Zach, and Kobe. Lonzo, Zach, and Kobe start the 3-guard positions. Actually, that sounds really good. I really like that.
AK is going to hire me.
AK, you know my line. You know how to get to me. You know how to contact me. Let's talk. Just want to put a few things out there. So we'll have him on the pod.
You think he knows about you?
I don't know. We talked. Benny the Bull was in the chat last night.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you missed it. The Bulls and Benny the Bull hopped in the chat.
You gotta text me when this shit happens.
Yeah, sorry, I should have. And someone, not me, because I try not to force myself onto the Bulls, because like I feel like we have a cool relationship right now. I don't want to come on a little too strong, but I am very happy to be in contact with them. Someone said like you should hold up a sign that says like "In Arturis we trust" or shout out the group chat or something. And Benny said something to the effect of like that sounds okay. So maybe he'll hold up a sign. Who knows?
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know if Arturis is aware, but I'm sure of me specifically. But I'm sure he's aware of the fact that Bulls fans are very excited right now. I think that he's even said that in one of his press conferences. And I don't need him to see me specifically. That's not the point of the fan club. The point of the fan club is to get people back on the same page, not as negative as before, and positive, for the future of the team. Because there's a lot of good things to be excited about down the line. Okay. That's a really good place, I think, to kind of end this episode. Gaurav, any parting thoughts, wisdoms to share, life experiences, maybe not necessarily related to the Bulls or basketball, anything that you have on your mind right now?
So the other day I made pancakes with both blueberries and chocolate chips.
No.
And I think one or the other is better. I think both is a little too much. I also think too much blueberry can be a big problem.
Oh,
you only want a couple blueberries.
It gets gross, and especially if they're big. Yeah. If you got those big
I won't go as far as gross. Also, have you ever messed around with bread flour?
No. I'm not much of a baker.
Yeah.
I'm more of a cook, a chef, I guess.
Well, you've made deep dish, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've made bread. It's just that I haven't gone deep into it like you have.
So 2 things. Next time, you might have to order it online because I've been having trouble finding it in stores. But next time you make the crust for your deep dish, try bread flour.
Bread flour, okay. Just in the same aisle as regular flour?
Yeah, just keep whatever recipe you got and then do bread flour. It'll be crispier.
Okay, I'm down with that. I might try that this week.
It'll be more bready, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm down.
We ran out of all-purpose at home, so I've been using bread. Bread flour is a higher protein flour.
Oh, okay.
It's not like. I think they use a different part of the wheat sperm or whatever they call it. Anyway, I made pancakes with bread flour because we ran out of normal flour, and they taste pretty good. They've been tasting a little more. Well, maybe it's because the chocolate's in there, but it reminiscent of like a muffin.
Yeah, which I'm down with. I love a nice blueberry muffin or a scone or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so that sounds really good right now. You know, I've been eating a lot of bagels lately.
Me too.
Yeah, I love to do this has been my go-to breakfast while I've been home lately. Is I do 2 eggs sunny side up, a bagel with chive and onion cream cheese, and then I kind of dip the bagel into the yolks as I eat it.
Dip the bagel into the yolks. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I was just gonna mention garlic and chive. So if you are feeling fancy,
Mm-hmm.
if you just have any kind of bagel you like, you put plain cream cheese on top,
Mm-hmm.
and then sprinkle a little garlic powder.
Okay.
And if you have like dry chives
Yeah.
sitting around, that
Yeah.
tastes really. And you know, the nice little visual garnish. Obviously, if you put it in the cream cheese already, it tastes really good.
Yeah.
Just an idea for the folks at home eating breakfast.
Yeah.
I like cold bagels nowadays.
Really? I'm a toasted bagel guy true and through.
Yeah, I think I've always been a toasted bagel guy up until maybe within the last 2 years, 2-3 years, I'll say. I've been doing a bagel untoasted, cold, and I like it.
It's not too chewy?
Sometimes I'm up for it.
You know, I used to do that when I was younger, and I would wake up like 5 minutes before I needed to be to work, and I would just eat like a bagel on my way to work, and I wouldn't toast it or anything. Like I used to do that, and I think back then I had some dumb thing that I would tell people when they asked like, why didn't you toast your bagel? I'd say like, oh well, I don't like, you know, when it's so hot that the cream cheese starts to melt. Like I would say something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah, I just like a toasted bagel, and I'm lazy sometimes, but it's interesting that you say that. Maybe I'll try it tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll try it untoasted. I don't know if it would work with the yolks, but I could give it a shot.
Oh, also whipped cream cheese, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they have they have like, what is it? The whipped cream cheese that's it has all the...
like it's packaged that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't like I don't get the fucking bars of cream cheese. You know.
We used to do that.
I don't fuck with that,
and it doesn't work. No,
it's hard to schmear. Yeah, but I do like a whipped cream cheese. I just don't remember if I've ever gotten a whipped cream cheese in a flavor. I think I just had.
Also, off-brand cream cheese is so bad.
I have
if it's
gotten
not Philadelphia. Some like if it's like some fucking like shitty like if you're like an Aldi brand, no, it's a brick. Like it won't
Aldi.
fucking spread.
I live in Arizona, and we have Fry's out here. So I go to Fry's has Kroger. That's their brand. I get mostly
Fry's an electronics store. Sorry, go on.
I think it used to be, or there also is one. Maybe they got bought by Kroger, but Fry's here is my grocery store. And the cream cheese that is whipped from there and is generic, very good.
Okay.
I still get Philadelphia for the flavors, but
yeah.
I get a lot of like Fry's Kroger brand stuff for all kinds of different purposes, and it's consistently pretty decent.
What flavor, what style bagel are you? An everything bagel? Is
Yes,
plain bagel?
I am an everything bagel kind of guy, and the thing that is tough about living out here, where there's not many homeboys, there's not many Jewish guys like me, which I guess there are in Phoenix, but it's not like a Jewish hotspot like Chicago is.
Oh yeah.
There is an egg bagel with everything seasoning. That is the best bagel ever.
Ooh.
I can't for the life of me find it out here.
Well, since I'm up in Chicago, I should be taking advantage of that.
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask you later for a good, or maybe you want to do a shout
I want to shout out Once Upon a Bagel. Once Upon a Bagel is a great place to get a bagel.
Once Upon a Bagel. And they have the egg. bagel everything.
They
thing,
should. Yeah, they're in Highland Park. Let me look at their menu right now because I hate myself and I'm hungry.
I feel it.
Oh, salmon and capers. Lox.
Oh, you're gonna hurt. I like wheat bagels too.
I have not had a wheat bagel in a long time.
I've always just eaten whole grain bread my whole life. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Never been a Wonder Bread kid.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I want Once Upon a Bagel right now.
Have you ever made bagels?
I have not, and I really should, shouldn't I?
Dude, it's fucking hard. I haven't done bagels. I've done pretzels, which is kind of similar. You have to make dough, and then you have to boil it, and then you have to cook it.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have to boil it, but it tastes really good if you boil it.
I'm pretty sure that's the way everyone does it. Yeah.
Fresh pretzels are insane.
Yeah. Holy shit. I found egg everything bagels on some website for $51.
What the fuck?
That's expensive.
You might have to learn how to make it. Or I guess, well, I mean, you're kind of doing the egg bagel. Do you have everything bagels at least?
Yeah. I'm good with... That's another thing. Fry's, their bakery, they have really good everything bagels.
I've seen everything seasoning too.
I have everything seasoning at home too, actually.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, egg everything bagel is so good. I mean, having the egg on the bagel is, like it's one thing, but I'm talking about the egg bagel,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sufficiently hungry. I need to go eat dinner. Anything else you want to share before we hop off?
I don't think you want to ask that question.
Good point. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Been another great episode of Bulls Brawl. Welcome back to us, I guess. Thank you for being patient. We're back, so we're going to be doing this again. At Arturis Fan Club on all platforms. Now on TikTok. If you're listening to this on your phone or in your car, there is a visual version that is available on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/c/Arturis Fan Club. It's easy to find me. You can go to arturisfanclub.com. I have all my links. Gaurav, what are your links?
I'm on Twitter, _of, and then Gaurav, which is Gaurav, pronounced Gaurav.
I'll try to spell it right in the episode description. How's that sound?
That'd be lovely.
Lovely. All right, guys, we are gonna hop off. Go Bulls. We'll talk to you soon.